Okay, today we're going to get started on learning how to create our bar graphs and our line graphs using Excel. And the first thing I'm going to do is look at my instruction sheet, which is what I've got pulled up here. And it says use the weather chart to create a bar graph showing the difference in average high temperature for each city between January and October. So again, I'm going to do a bar graph showing average high temperatures. Each city should be included, and I'm doing the months between January to October. I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet, and I want to make sure that my zoom is pulled down so that I can see the entire spreadsheet on one page. And the first thing that I'll do here is to select the columns that I want to use in my bar graph. I'm going to choose column A. Remember, I select the entire column by using or by clicking in the box that says A. And then I'm going to hold down my control key because I want to do average high temperature for each city in each month, but I don't want to do the low or the precipitation for this particular graph. So I'm going to be skipping around, and that makes it necessary to use my control key. So if I hold the control key down before I click the next one, it will keep the first one selected, and it will also select that one. Okay, now I want to go to the average high temperature for April. Click on that, and notice because I'm using my control key, it's only selecting the columns that I am clicking on. All right, now I want to go to July average high temperature, and then finally October average high temperature. So we're going to go here now to the Insert menu, and here's the area where you can insert charts and graphs. The first one we want is the bar chart, so I click on that, and the options for that are listed. I want the 2D clustered bar, which looks like this, and so if I just click on that one time, it makes my graph for me. I can grab the corner and resize this so I can see it a little better, make the print bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you can see that it has taken the columns that I selected and it has organized them into a bar graph for me, with my cities being listed over here, my column headings over here or down here showing what each of these colors represents. So this is my key. And then of course my numbers along the bottom represent temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit. At this point I can save my file. I'll go ahead and save, and I'm ready to do my next graph. The next part of our instructions ask us to use our chart to create a line graph this time. So we're going to look at line graph, and we're going to look at the change in average precipitation over the months of January, April, July, and October. And a line graph shows change over time. And so we're going to go back now to our spreadsheet, and we're going to select the cities that we want, or the columns that we want, of course city, hold down my control key, and this time I want the precipitation column for each one of these months, so January, April, July, and October. I'm going once again to Insert, and this time I'm going to find the line graph or the line chart. Click on that, and I want just a standard line graph for this one, which is the first option here. I click on that, and I'm going to grab this and move it over to the side a little bit so I can see both of my graphs at the same time. I'm also going to resize this one, make it a little bigger so I can see better what's going on here. And so again, it's been super easy. All we did was select the data that we wanted included and tell Excel to create the graph, and it has created our key showing us that this is January and the cities are listed here, and then this is July and April and October, so it's showing you the change over time for each of these cities in their precipitation. Okay, once again I'm going to save this, and then the last step of the process here is to go back and turn this in on Schoology. So you can turn it in just like this. Go ahead and pull this over a little bit Pull these over side by side so they can both be seen at the same time. Give it a save one last time, and then turn in your work on Schoology.